Hi everybody, I'm David with Bolivar Live. Well, it's Wednesday morning. We had our board meeting last night, the water board hearing, and had a great turnout. Want to thank everyone that came out last night, the questions that were asked, but it's not over yet. And so stay tuned on when the next hearing is going to be. They are going to have another hearing in February. In fact, they're going to move it to another venue so that more people can sit comfortably and listen and ask questions. And so I'm going to work with them or call them today and see if we can get it moved maybe to a weekend, a Saturday, so that homeowners from down here that don't live here can be here. And so we'll see what we can do on that. As far as what's going on, when it boils down to it, Bolivar's growing. Everyone knows costs on everything have escalated, and they're going to have to raise rates. How much they're going to raise rates, that's the big question, and who they're going to raise rates on is the other question. As it stands right now, from 1 inch and above, that means 5/8, which is typically what a lot of homeowners have. 5/8 inch won't be risen, or the price won't raise, but from 1 inch and above it will. But that's the big question, because it may be a home, but is it a business also? And a lot of water departments have a difference between home and business pricing. As it stands right now, because of the way it was set up, 5/8 is typically the home connection, but with bigger homes now, we've gone to 1 inch. Number two, the price per gallon. They made a comment last night that really set some people off, and it upset me too, that the homeowner had been more or less carrying the businesses because of the way the pricing is. And there was a question asked about price per gallon. And so since most homes typically have a 5/8 tap, when I did the map, they were paying per gallon, because you're allotted 2,000 gallons, they were paying 0.02 some cents a gallon, more or less 2 cents a gallon. But when you went to the 2-inch tap, which is what a lot of restaurants and businesses have down here, the rate was 0.08 cents, 4 times higher than what the home tap was. Now I understand it puts a lot more drain because there's more flow through it, but they're already paying 4 times, 400% more for a gallon of water than the homeowner is. And so who's carrying who, or is it really a flush? Now, Bolivar's grown, and there's going to have to be expansions. Some areas that were developed before my time and your time probably went in with smaller water lines, whether the water department let them or they just put them in smaller, or the area's grown and more houses have been built there. But TCEQ has a certain amount of pressure. You have to have a minimum of 35 pounds of pressure on a line and so much flow. And that's where they're getting a problem into. The question was asked about getting the word out more about the areas that you can't get a water tap. And it's not a lot, but there are some, and there are some lots on those. Canal City, Boyd Road, Tinkle is some of them. And I'm going to try and get a list. And I know the realtors now know what roads it is, and a lot of the realtors, from my understanding, are telling people, if you're going to buy just a lot, go to the water department before you make the offer and make sure you can get water on it. They are going to upgrade, we just don't know when. But on a 10-year plan, they're going to have to raise $15 million in order to pay for the expansion and the upgrades for growing Bolivar. And so that's the big question. Where is it going to come from? The other question we have is they're relying strictly on the engineering firm that has been doing work for them for years. In fact, with a 10-year plan, that engineering firm just got them a 10-year contract, more or less, unless ties are cut, for guaranteed work. And so, you know, there were some suggestions made, maybe work with an economic development person. And I know Keith and I made some phone calls, and there's some other people that might be able to come in and talk to the water department that's been there, that's seen tremendous growth over time, and had to change some things to make it happen as far as keeping up with times. So it was a great turnout, great presentation from the engineering firm. Questions were answered, but there weren't any answers given to definite. They are going to have another hearing, and we'll let you know as soon as that's presented to us. I still think that something was going on, that this was, you know, because they didn't do an email out, and they can email every customer they have off their software. Whether they choose to or not, I don't know. But I think there's other ways to get word out, because I've always said the biggest failure of any business or that can hurt a business is lack of communication and transparency. And that's a problem we saw back during the freeze, not letting people know what's going on. And it doesn't, all they have to do is pick up the phone or email me to get information out. And we let them know that again last night, that we're here to help you get word out to the area people, whether they're visitors or homeowners and property owners down here. And so I think there were some things that were trying to be rushed through, but I really think that they are forming a committee. Do I agree with the way it's set up? No, I don't, because they've got 3 water department people on it and 2 individuals, which is Jim Walters and Keith Zahar. I think it needs to be 3 and 3 to get an even keel from the public's version and the water department's version. And so that's another question I'm going to ask. Can we add one more business owner down here or homeowner to the committee? The committee's going to meet, they'll go back to the board, and then we'll have another public hearing at a later date in February and talk some more about what's going on. But as far as nothing is set, the board does have to make the final decision, but the public is going to have some input. And so I think that, you know, we've slowed things down, and we're asking the water department to get some other opinions, work with some economic or some development people on, let them look at what we have and where we need to be in 5 years or 10 years, because we really want this a smooth pace all the way through. As Bolivar grows, the water department grows and the services grow. We don't want to have to come back every 10 years and have this hoopla as far as who's going to pay what and how's it going to get paid for. And so how we got to this position, I think it's a couple things. I think Bolivar grew a lot faster during the pandemic than anyone could have foreseen. I think there were some things done that or didn't get done, like they put out a price increase for the 5/8 tap in September, and that's the first time that had happened in 6 years from my understanding. Why did they wait 6 years? Was it they didn't seem fit that they needed it? I know prices have increased on parts and fuel and labor and everything, and so, you know, was it a board problem that didn't get handled? Was it just the unforeseen future? But I think they've got a good handle on it. They've got some new board members with an open mind that are listening. And I think going forward, they're going to listen to the public and the business owners, and they really need to, because we're the ones that live down here. You know, if at the end everything points to the raises that need to be taken or that they've suggested, then, you know, so be it. That's what has to be done. But I think some more studying and looking into and question asking needs to be done. Like I said, the meeting went good. It actually extended. I think we got out of there about 10 till 7 last night, so it was an extended meeting. I did videotape it, but I'm not going to play it because it was so long, and it was hard to be able to see who was saying what in there throughout the meeting because it was so crowded. And so as we get closer to the new public hearing, if we have it at an open venue like Jose's or the school gym or someplace, we'll be set up a little bit better and maybe we can stream it then. And so anyway, just wanted to let you know, thanks to everyone that showed up for the community support and fighting for your rights. Being heard is the biggest thing. And we're going to try and work with the water department to get a more transparency, a more communicatable way of letting people know what's going on down here, because like I said, that's the biggest problem I had was lack of communication. You know, whether you like me or not, we've got to get the word out, because when you try and hide something or just brush it under the table, it just doesn't look good for anyone. And we're here to get the word out, whether it's for tourism, a business special, fighting for the business rights. That's what we're here for, is to help Bolivar. And so we love Bolivar. We love the water department and everything they do, and they do go out of their way. Like when the freeze hit, the people were working out in the elements. I remember Stingery being open just enough to make up gumbo and stuff for the water department people and the energy people. And so we've got a great community down here. We just all need to communicate and work together, because we've all got the same goal, to make Bolivar an awesome place like it is. So anyway, we'll keep you updated on what's going on with the water department, when the next public meeting is, and let you know anything else we hear in between on where you can get more information. They do have the study that the engineering firm did on their website. I guess you can download it. I haven't looked at it yet or read through it, but we're going to try and get a copy here. One thing they did mention, and they've said it several times, is Bolivar's water's too cheap. And that's not true. Now, it may cost more for us down here to transport the water, to get it down here for equipment and stuff, but we're not the cheapest, by long means, cheapest SUD in Texas. In fact, I pulled 5 SUDs from here all the way up to Tyler County, and we're really not the cheapest. We're actually the highest in most cases. And so, you know, I think there's a false there that, you know, we are the most, the cheapest, because we're not. But expenses down here are more, and so that may be the reason that we are at the price range we are. So anyway, we're going to look into it more. We're going to keep you posted. We'll let you know when the next public hearing is. Like I said, it'd be nice if they could do it on a Saturday so that more people could show up, and we'll let you know what we find out this coming week. I am going to be gone on vacation. I say vacation. I'm going up to see my mom the 17th through Christmas. We do have some weather coming in, and so we're going to watch that, and if we need to come back, we will. But until next time, if I don't see you or don't talk to you, y'all have a great Christmas. And we're going to be here for New Year's Eve because we want to see the fireworks beachfront. So anyway, we're going to head on out. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you have any questions, you can call the Tourism Center. Kathy will be here while I'm gone. And until next time, I'm David with Bolivar Live. Y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. God bless, and bye-bye. The Big Store, located at 2385 Highway 87 in Crystal Beach, Texas, on Bolivar Peninsula. If you're on Bolivar Peninsula and you need anything, stop by the Big Store, where you'll be greeted by a staff of smiling faces and a staff that's eager to help you find what you're looking for. The Big Store is a fully stocked grocery store with fresh fruits and vegetables, meat department with hand-cut steaks, canned goods,
dairy products, frozen foods, and beer and wine. The Big Store is also home to a gift shop, camping and fishing supplies, RV supplies, tools and hardware, and home goods, all under one roof. The Bolivar Peninsula Superstore, like they say, if the Big Store doesn't have it, chances are you really don't need it. For more information on the Big Store and their weekly sales ad, please visit www.thebigstore.us.